3 people, including a child, are unaccounted for in central Victoria after they were told to take shelter from an out-of-control bushfire. Multiple homes have been lost in that blaze south of Euroa, and authorities are deeply concerned about just how much worse things are likely to get in the coming hours. Temperatures are already in their 40s and the winds are starting to pick up to 60 k's an hour right now, with the potential to get much stronger. That Longwood blaze is one of the 2 major fires burning in the state, with emergency warnings around them, threatening dozens of communities. That's where homes have been lost. But there are more than 10 other fires that have started too. It's thought lightning probably started many of those, and there are more storms likely today.
Today represents one of the most dangerous fire days that this state has experienced in years. In recent days, and particularly overnight, we've seen how the existing fire activity has become more extreme, with the fires themselves creating additional weather, lighting, starting new fires in a number of locations across the state, and also with strong winds and with more strong winds predicted to come over the course of today, that those winds will change the direction of the fire and push those fires potentially closer to homes, closer to properties and communities. And this combination of weather factors simply creates the conditions where fires in the landscape can very quickly become uncontrollable.
And reporter Sasha Payne joins us now from Longwood, about an hour and a half north of Melbourne. Sasha, what's known about those unaccounted for?
Good afternoon, Joe. We've actually relocated slightly further south towards Lockley, which is, we're kind of moving parallel to the fire at the moment. It's very, very difficult conditions at the moment. We're losing in and out of power in many of these areas and losing phone signal as well. What we've heard this morning, of course, is that 3 people remain unaccounted for. CFA supervisory units visited a property in Lockwood East yesterday. They saw there 2 adults and a child who they told of the impending catastrophic conditions. When they went back to check today, the house that those people were standing in front of was completely burnt, and those 3 people remain unaccounted for. We had an update just recently from authorities, from Victoria Police. Deputy Commissioner Bob Hill gave us some details.
They alerted those people that the risks are great. The risks are so high that they needed to take shelter, that it was too late for them to leave. Later that afternoon, those same fire service representatives reattended that area to see the house that they saw those 3 people standing in front of had been completely destroyed. Those 3 people remain unaccounted for. Those 3 people, we do not know at this point of time where they may be.
So hopefully those people will be okay, but yeah, concerning news there in that media conference. And what's the situation there now, and what's happened with that blaze over the last couple of days? We've heard a couple of stories about the community of Ruffy.
Yes, unfortunately, we were starting to hear yesterday that structures had been lost. Unfortunately, overnight we have heard that multiple properties in Ruffy have been lost. It's a very small town in the Strathbogie Ranges, right in the middle of that emergency warning area at the moment. A number of properties there, as I say. We don't know the extent, but from what we're hearing, the impact there has been devastating. There also has been homes lost in Longwood and other areas, but it's still too early to know the full extent of that, of course. We've also heard that a firefighter in Ruffy had some quite serious injuries, some burns that they're being treated for as well. And we've also heard about livestock losses. So unfortunately, there is more bad news than good at the moment.
And Sasha, we can see there from the colour of the grass behind you that it's obviously been incredibly dry there in parts of central Victoria over the last couple of months. And so there is a lot of fuel there for these blazes to go through, and like deep concerns about exactly what's going to happen this afternoon.
Yes, exactly. I mean, the winds have been pushing that fire towards the southwest, southeast, towards Yark, Yea and Eildon, so much further than it had been before. Those areas are under threat, and there are people evacuating from those areas. As you can see, the winds have really picked up, probably just in the last 10 minutes, and it feels like we might be starting to get those northerly winds that we've been so concerned about. We were at Longwood East this morning, and there's still smouldering trees there, and we saw one tree just down the road from us just combust. It just burst into flames. The heat is still there. CFA were right onto it. A truck pulled up in front of us almost immediately and put out that spot fire, and that's what they're currently trying to do at the moment. They've said that this fire is uncontrollable. They're not going to be able to contain it, but they're trying to stop the spread as far as possible by getting ahead of those lightning strikes, the spot fires and any ember attacks.